Look at this. Look at this. See that? Physically grabbing her, applying pressure, pushing her. Look at Brittany Griner.
New video has surfaced revealing the moment Caitlin Clark, the league's top draw and the player credited with bringing women's basketball into the spotlight, was injured. What's shown isn't just upsetting, it's flat out unacceptable. The WNBA is facing a serious issue with aggressive play crossing the line into bullying, and now its biggest star has become the latest example of how poorly the league is protecting its most valuable asset.
Finally, a player that's worth paying the money for. Caitlin Clark comes along. What do, WNBA? You beat her up. You treat her like crap. You treat her like she's dog doo-doo, dude. I never seen this in any sport, bro. Not even Jordan.
Here's the truth the league doesn't want out. Caitlin Clark's quad injury didn't just appear out of nowhere. She didn't twist it in warm-ups or stumble by accident. She was deliberately hit, shoved, grabbed, and worn down by opponents who looked more like wrestlers than basketball players. And the officials? They stood by and let it unfold, as if ignoring it was part of the job.
Caitlin Clark has been moving in slow motion. As good as she's been moving in slow motion. And it is, it makes sense. It genuinely makes sense. All of this stuff. And you've got Scott Agnes, a reporter, saying that the injury has been bothering her since training camp. So she's been playing. So essentially, she was massaging the area and wearing a pad during the Iowa preseason game. They're saying lower leg injury for some reason. Minor quad strains need 2 to 4 weeks of rest, and they can nag you.
On May 26, 2025, the Indiana Fever confirmed that their star guard would be sidelined for a minimum of 2 weeks due to a left quadriceps strain. 2 weeks means at least 4 missed games. But in reality, muscle injuries rarely heal on schedule. The absence could easily extend to 3 weeks, a month, or possibly beyond.
People are noting that a grade 1 quad strain is 1 to 2 weeks, a grade 2 quad strain is 3 to 6 weeks, and grade 3s would need surgery. This is not like the end of the world of injuries at all. I think what is so dark about this is that Caitlin Clark will definitely be missing a lot of basketball in a short WNBA season. Obviously, the best thing to do is to rest her so that when she does come back, she is fully healed and the injury can't get worse. Though it is hard to measure when these types of injuries are better, I will say having a quadricep injury is much better than having like a calf injury or a hamstring injury. And I have to say that I did notice in the Liberty game, Caitlin Clark's shots were all very short. So it was showing that she wasn't like getting off and she was having a difficult time making those threes, and a lot of explosiveness from those 3-point shots does come from your legs. Her shot was just so obviously off, and for it to be short, it kind of makes a little sense.
The Fever may be framing this as a routine injury, but newly surfaced footage tells another story entirely. The clips from the Atlanta Dream matchup, the same game where fans were chanting, "You're in Atlanta," like it was a license to bully, show Clark absorbing hit after hit. She's grabbed, shoved, pressured, and knocked around with a level of contact that belongs on a football field, not a basketball court. This wasn't tough defense. It was calculated targeting of the league's brightest star, and it unfolded openly for everyone to see.
Look at this. Look at how physical they are. Now, granted, Caitlin Clark has been in the weight room this season, but I'm telling you right now, there's only so much your body can take, man. Look at how close Ryan Howard playing her. This is crazy. And this is just one video. I got another one I want to show you guys as well.
Here's where things get even more revealing. According to several reports, including accounts from fans who attended games, Clark had been spotted using heating pads on her quad for weeks, possibly dating back to preseason. Let that sink in. This is a player who hadn't missed a single game since 2017, logging 185 straight appearances between Iowa and the WNBA, essentially powering through pain just to stay on the floor. And instead of stepping in to protect her, instead of calling the obvious fouls, officials allowed her to be battered night after night until her body finally gave out.
The commissioner's the worst commissioner in sports. She is horrible. She wants rivalries, this WWE style. Like, nobody wants to see that, Kathy. You're a horrible commissioner. You know what? Have some dignity and just resign today. You ruin this thing. You ruin a great thing. This could be the first time you don't need the NBA assistants to go in the green, but you're going to go in the red this year because you're an idiot. You're stupid, and the fans don't like this shit. We want to see quality basketball. Nobody's asking for Keelan Clark to get a handout. We just want to see some fair refereeing, because these referees from Temu and Wayfair, they're garbage, bro. I seen better refereeing at a Pee Wee game, bro, at AAU. They suck. And then on top of that, the players, they're just not likable, man. They're not. That's the problem with the league. They're not likable. Keelan Clark's.
If you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe. The timing of Clark's injury couldn't be worse for the WNBA. And the league has no one to blame but itself for the financial hit that's on the way. Let's break down the numbers. Because numbers don't spin the truth the way officials sometimes do. In 2024, of the 24 WNBA broadcasts that cleared the 1 million viewer mark, 21 featured Caitlin Clark. That's 21 out of 24. Her games averaged 1.19 million viewers, while matchups without her drew just 394,000. That gap isn't just big. It's the difference between a league that looks like it's thriving and one struggling to stay relevant. The fallout is already visible. Ticket prices for the much-hyped Clark vs. Angel Reese rematch have collapsed by 42%, dropping from an average of $137 to $80 after the injury news broke. That's not a small dip. That's a demand freefall, unfolding in real time. The message from the market couldn't be clearer. Clark is the draw, the reason fans tune in, the reason seats get filled. Without her, interest disappears almost instantly.
You guys today, if there wasn't any worry going on in the WNBA executive offices, if there was no worry, oh, people aren't going to turn off, oh, people are still going to show up, if that was the thought that they were having up there in WNBA La La Land, well, now might be the time to hit the panic button. 48 hours after news hits that Caitlin Clark is injured and she'll be missing 2 weeks, the market has responded, and the market has told the WNBA, we don't want this. We want her, but we don't want this. What am I talking about? Indiana Fever ticket prices to games over the next 2 weeks have dropped 42% since Caitlin Clark's injury announcement. An average ticket price of $137 all the way down to $80.
Stephen A. Smith summed it up perfectly. The next 2 weeks without Caitlin Clark are going to reveal everything. If the ratings collapse, and odds are they will, it'll expose just how heavily the league relies on the very player it failed to protect. Smith went on to say that if viewership nosedives, it only proves what many have been saying all along: Clark really is the golden goose. The numbers back it up. The latest Clark vs. Angel Reese showdown pulled in 2.7 million viewers, peaking at 3.1 million. The biggest WNBA regular season audience in 25 years. That's territory the league hasn't touched since its NBC debut era. And now, the WNBA is about to see what happens when the only player fans consistently show up for is suddenly off the court.
How big of a blow is this to the W?
We'll find out. We don't know yet, but I'm going to be really, really interested in seeing, Molly, what kind of effect this has on the WNBA's ratings, because if for some reason there is a precipitous drop-off, then everybody needs to stand down and recognize the fact that the speculation or the assertions and assumptions about her being the golden goose is valid.